So, kind of out of the same construct of the flat bit tongs, so this style. It's really nice to sometimes have something that will allow you to grab your flat material, have that side-to-side control. So if you make half of a regular flat bit, or you could even do a narrow flat bit if you wanted to, and then we have the T-Tongs construct, so you can fold it up, and you can either fold it up as a box jaw, trim them off, or leave it with the big ears. But essentially, just turn this exactly the same as you would with the flat bit, so turn it to the right if you're right-handed, and then that will allow you to assemble your tongs, clamp the whole thing together, and then usually in a vise, turn up those ears pretty easily, giving you a nice stable construct to hold on to that flat material. Right? So I'm prepping the lower half of the jaw, and if you notice, compared to the flat bits, this is slightly dog-legged off to one side, so I can do the same in preparation for doing the T-Tongs. If you haven't seen how to do these, go and have a look at the other video, link in description, and that will show you how to set up these, and give you the idea of how to do the bottom half for this one. I can come here on my anvil just with a little bit of an offset to the side and do a straight down strike, and you'll see how that kicks it off just a tad, and I can true it out. What I'm trying to do is get about a 1/16 of offset here, which will center up your center line through the rivet plate. Give that a couple more taps. That should be about right. Cool. So when I'm twisting these, I'm always making sure that I've got good support on my rivet plate and on the flat part of the jaw. So the twist is nice, I'm not deforming anything too much. Getting it through, just checking it's nice and square that way, nice and easy. My other half of the tongue should fit very nicely on top of that. And you'll start seeing how the two portions are coming together. So round about there. I need to knock this jaw over just a little bit so that I have the same kind of dog leg as this one. It should be good. If your handles start getting a little hot, just cool them off in a bucket. Remember, these are all mild steel, so it doesn't matter if you do quench them, you're not going to harden them up. And that little dog leg in there again, that looks pretty solid. Check with the other one on top. And what we're looking for is that center line landing through. That looks nice. Rivet hole lining up well. That should be good. All right. Now we're ready to put the rivet in it and then fold up the jaw. I'm just double checking everything. Just give that little twist the dress out. As I said earlier on the flat bits, you don't have to dress that bit out if you don't want to, but I kind of like to visually. Yeah, we all get a little obsessive compulsive about things. That should be all right. Double check my alignment. Looks good. Rivet go in well. Yep. Okay, now I can set up that rivet wherever I just hit it. Sometimes the holes get a little sticky, so just give it a little tap. Looks fair. It's nice. Alright. Now I can pick whatever size I want of material. I use a fair amount, a 1/4x1/2, 5160 or 8670, whatever. So I want to place that in there. See how that goes in nicely. I could close up the jaw a little bit harder if I wanted to, but I like the fact that there's a little bit of tip grip. If you don't have that little bit of forward pinch and it's gripping more to the back of the tongs, it's going to get very wobbly in there. So having that little bit of forward pressure on the material is nice for when you fold up, so it will grip harder for you. All right, rivet in. So rivet up just as usual, push it straight down. They'll round out. Check my side to side alignment. So I'm just slightly off there. I can give it a little push from one side, a little push from the other. What I'm doing when I do that is I'm supporting on the high one that's sticking out here and striking on the one that's opposite and vice versa. That looks fairly centered that way. Got a touch of rotation in that jaw, which I can take out. Oops. Take out now. If I start easing that rivet. There we go. Sometimes when you're easing the rivet, the tongue reins here will get a little wobbly on you. Just bring them back to true and they'll start behaving again. You see how that jaw is slightly crooked, right? That's an easy fix. I can take it with a pair of tongs, or I can hold it at a slight angle like that, give a little far side whack and rotate it almost too far there. Just getting everything in alignment. I believe that's got me in good stead for putting my material in. So that should be nice. And we did these super long so that you could come out as far as here. I think that was like 2.5, 3 inch wide material. So you got plenty of opportunity to make whatever you want out of these tongs. And this is just, as I said earlier, that's my 1.5 by 1/4. So I use a lot for my general forging of blades, good start and stock for big stuff. Now we can get ready to fold. On the end of there, so I don't make bad life decisions, unlike I did earlier. Go ahead, crack that open. I pop that material nicely in there. I want it to be nicely placed in center, and I can grip onto it, and then lock down the vise. Take my hammer. Notice I'm kind of giving it a little bit of a push. That's so I don't get too much downward force. I want this to, I might have overbent it ever slightly. I want it to be loose enough that I can get the material in and out even after it's got hot. Right. A little bit of an overbend, we'll fix that in a second. It's the same thing, pop your material into the throat there, drop it down, all being well. Yeah, there we go. This vise is like perfectly the right size. Knock it over. I'll try not to overbend it this time. Don't get it super tight on the material, otherwise it will, I'll guarantee you'll get the material hot. It'll grow that extra 10% from the heat and you'll never be able to get the material in and out. There we go. Just got to get my jaw back into alignment. That will be fine. Awesome. Already I've got a little bit of jamming, so we'll give that a dress in a second. So things always get a little bit out of line whilst doing these violent procedures. So a little bit of a push on that jaw, get them back even with each other. Your rivet might have loosened up a little bit. Mine's got a little bit of rattle in it, so just give it a few more taps. No problem. It's looking fair. Push that way. Ease that rivet one more time. And I would like that lower jaw just to toe in a fraction more. So I can come to the horn here using just that little section of as a fulcrum. Little tap. Let's roll that toe in better. There. centered. Back to the material, check that everything's good. I'm feeling happy with that. As I said, I can trim off those excess afterwards, not a problem. Time to ease the rivet and then cool everything off. Remember, keep moving it, dip it in the water, lift it out a little bit, back in. You might feel it starting to tighten up as it's in the water. Just lift it out, keep wiggling it. There we go. Right at the end, you'll feel it loosen up nicely. There you go. Good solid pair of tongs, ready to go.